Right. Last news item for today. This is This is the New York Times headline: White tiger and cheetah furs, a mess of Trump gift exchanges. Gift exchanges between U.S. and foreign leaders, a highly regulated process, devolved into sometimes risible shambles during the Trump administration. Can you believe it?
I can't.
The Saudi royal family showered Donald J. Trump and his entourage on his first trip abroad as president with dozens of presents, including 3 robes made with white tiger and cheetah fur and a dagger with a handle that appeared to be ivory.
How did he not show up in public wearing that?
Yeah.
That's pimping, baby.
He should have come out to like a fucking rally in an airport hangar in like Tuscaloosa wearing that thing.
I mean, this is very good gift giving.
Yeah.
This is the bathrobe president.
Little that followed went right. A White House lawyer determined that possession of the furs and dagger most likely violated the Endangered Species Act. But the Trump administration held on to them and failed to disclose them as gifts received from a foreign government. Shocking. I mean, like, wow.
I mean, I'm sorry. The animal's dead, right? They're not going to bring it back to life by getting rid of a cool fucking dagger and cloak.
Yeah, just one of those things. I mean, if you get rid of it, what are they even doing? Are they incinerating it? Are they giving it to Goodwill? I get all my daggers from Goodwill. There's some really
Put it on
cool
Etsy.
shit in there. Yeah,
There's a lot of good vintage stuff on Etsy.
Maybe that will become the new thing. Like, because we're going back to 2013, but with additions of things that we learned in these past 5 years. One of the things, maybe, do women love those big hats and like desert boots and like kind of capes. Maybe they'll add a dagger to that outfit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, my God.
I'm very much looking
sexy.
forward to the massive transformation of America's Facebook or America's Instagram moms into Sikhs.
No, but this is great though, because like, okay, Trump coming back from Saudi Arabia, and like, yes, I mean they know about giving lavish gifts. I mean, they're the best in the world at that. So I'm imagining Trump's coming back from his first official visit to Saudi Arabia. He walks into the White House Christmas party wearing a full-length tiger and cheetah fur coat, and then like the White House counselor ethics is just like, "Are you stupid or what?" And he's like, it's my mother's name. It's my mother's name. Take it back. Today. What did I tell you? I was like, I love that coat. I love this coat.
That has to be a sad job. To be the ethics lawyer in the
like
Trump White House.
Buzzkill in general. That's your job. It's to just tell people they can't keep cool stuff.
Yeah, that is a rough job. No one likes you. No one at that job likes you.
So it says here, on the last full day of Mr. Trump's presidency, the White House handed them over to the General Services Administration, the wrong agency, rather than the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, which seized the gifts this summer. At that point, there was a surprise. The furs from an oil-rich family worth billions of dollars were fake.
All right, that's good. I mean,
no.
They made
didn't die for that.
Correct gamble that the Trumps would not be able to tell the difference.
Well, okay,
Yes.
I mean, this is one of two possibilities. One is that the Saudis literally gave him fake furs. They gave him fake Versace, fucking fake diamonds, like just fucking like just because that's what pricks they are.
Yeah,
or like this is all just the U.S. Fish and Wildlife covering up for the fact that Trump's like, I'm not sending back the tiger robe. It's very luxurious and wonderful.
I'm still president.
We have heard it was rabbit. It was rabbit, not tiger. It was just they painted the stripes on. So it goes, wildlife inspectors and special agents determined the linings of the robes were dyed to mimic tiger and cheetah patterns and were not comprised of protected species, said Tyler Cherry, a spokesman for the Interior Department, which oversees U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Officials at the Saudi Embassy in Washington declined to comment. The tale of furs is but one example of how gift exchanges between the United States and foreign leaders, a highly regulated process intended to shield administrations from questions of impropriety, devolved into sometimes risible shambles during the Trump administration. Because I mean, like, obviously, like, there were a lot of things that devolved into risible shambles, and not just the Trump administration, but let's be honest, like every
America?
aspect of America in general. But on this issue in particular is one I got to say, like, I have a little bit of sympathy for Trump, but I can imagine more than any other aspect of good governance would be for him the one most vulnerable to risible shambles. Because the idea that like he would be given golden goblets and gifts and incense and myrrh from kings of foreign countries, and then he's just like, "What? I gotta give them back? I gotta file my tax returns?" Like it's just no, like Trump's he loves getting presents. He loves Christmas.
He loves gifts.
That would
also that's deals too. By the way, every one of those is a deal. You're gonna take away the deal Smith's bounty from his deals.
You know how he always seemed depressed and like out of it in like late 2017, early 2018? This is probably what kept him going.
Yeah, that he could collect
because he didn't
treats.
For the most part, he didn't like being president.
No.
Most of it was not what he signed up for. I mean, I don't think he signed up to win on purpose anyway. But he was beaten down. He was getting burnt out by all the shit you have to do. It wasn't all hamburger parties and, Elton John and honking the truck's horn. It wasn't all that shit. But after a long week, that probably really cheered him up.
You would just watch the Empire carpet commercial at full blast and just stroke his delightful fur coat.
Maybe getting a quick round of 9 with his ivory golf clubs.
Those seem like they'd be slippery. Not the best.
The State Department's Inspector General is investigating allegations that Mr. Trump's political appointees walked off with gift bags worth thousands of dollars that were meant for foreign leaders at a Group of 7 summit planned for Camp David in 2020, which was canceled because of the coronavirus pandemic. Well, I mean, is that so wrong? I mean, the gift bags are going to go to waste, it was canceled. The foreign dignitaries weren't there to receive them.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not just?
all bullshit.
These are hardworking public officials. Just let them get a little swag. Let them get a little swag bag with like a Nintendo Switch and like Korean facial moisturizers. I don't know what's in these swag bags, but like usually they got like $10,000 pairs of sunglasses and shit.
You deserve swag for, really any job. You should be able to steal something from your. As a famous philosopher once said, if you make me wait for the pussy and the pussy whack, I'm going to steal something out of your house. And that should be true for jobs.
Yeah.
The greatest mind of all time said that.
The bags contained dozens of items purchased with government funds, including leather portfolios, pewter trays, and marble trinket boxes emblazoned with the presidential seal or the signatures of Mr. Trump and his wife, Melania Trump. Okay, that swag bag kind of sucks.
It's not that good.
I want some fucking Gucci sunglasses. What is this? A pewter tray. Fuck that shit out.
No, I would whip that out my window.
It's like
I would take the musket. I would take the musket that like the guy from Senegal gave me and just shoot a hole in my window and whip that shitty tray out.
It's like Richie April's jacket. They give it to the help in the White House.
Here, I know you've always wanted a fucking tray.
I know you've always wanted a marble box with Melania Trump's signature on it.
You know what though? I think you could give that to like a pretty rich, like older gay guy might buy that because that is pretty camp.
Oh, Lou Pearlman, are you there?
Lou Pearlman's buying that shit. Believe that.
The Inspector General continues to pursue the whereabouts of a $5,800 bottle of Japanese whiskey given to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Mr. Pompeo said he never received it, and a 22-karat gold coin given to another State Department official. $5,800 bottle of whiskey. Now we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Trump just probably gave that to Pompeo because he doesn't drink.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have kept that one.
What's the difference with the $5,800 whiskey?
Yeah, there's no way.
Can be compared to,
absolutely not. Anything over $100 of any beverage, get out of here.
If you are pretending that you know what's going on with whiskey, you're lying. Everyone who told you what's true about whiskey is lying. There's all whiskey probably tastes the same.
Oh my God, you're triggering a lot of very sexual gentlemen right now with what you're saying.
You see that thing I found the other day that was like, don't be the nice guy, be the sexual guy.
That's why he gave it to Mike Pompeo. He was
Pompeo
was the sex
sexual
guy in the administration. Yeah. He was just like, I love nothing better than a warm glass of bourbon and a warm woman.
Well, he's probably the most sexual guy in the cabinet.
Going on, there is also question about whether the former second lady, Karen Pence, wrongly took 2 gold-toned place card holders from the Prime Minister of Singapore without paying for them. In addition, the Trump administration never disclosed that Jared Kushner, Mr. Trump's son-in-law and the top White House advisor, received 2 swords and a dagger from the Saudis, although he paid $47,920 for them, along with 3 other gifts in February after he left office.
Okay, that's wrong just because I think he's going to hurt himself.
No, yeah,
that's just
absolutely.
an accident waiting to happen.
Reminds me of when my mom took my special forces knife when I was 13.
That's the tragedy of Jared, is that no one in his life loves him enough to save his life and get that thing away from him.
Absolutely not. Yeah, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, like fucking, he's going to be practicing moves in the bedroom and Ivanka's going to come up behind him with an air horn.
It was Chris Christie, actually, who went into his room and took back the scimitar he was given. Too dangerous for you, Jared. To be sure, Mr. Trump's handling of foreign gifts is not at the top of his critics' list of administration offenses, and there is no evidence that he or Mrs. Trump took any gifts to which they were not entitled. But ethics experts said the problem reflected larger issues with the Trump presidency. Just skipping ahead a little bit. It says 82 gifts from the Saudis. The nation's founders were so concerned that European nobility could co-opt U.S. officials with lavish gifts that they included in the Constitution a clause making it illegal for an official to take anything of worth from a foreigner. In 1966, Congress passed a law detailing how a U.S. official could keep a gift of only relatively minimal value, now capped at $415. Oof. That's for for $415 gifts. I mean, that sucks. I mean, how do we expect our government officials not to be bribed if they're not getting high quality gifts? They're going to turn to the private sector to give them fucking really cool shit. Let them take it from foreign countries.
I don't know. It seems like kind of a hassle. Just give me a $400 Amazon gift card.
Yeah,
you can decide what you want to spend.
That's okay. I think it would be cool if did envelopes of cash. It's tangible. It's fun. The president should feel like it's his bar mitzvah.
Yeah, absolutely. The envelope with the hole in the middle so you can see the president smiling at you.
Yeah,
he's our he or her, should be our nation's special guy.
Yeah,
and they should feel like that all the time.
Every day should be bar mitzvah day.
100%.
And and because you're the president, you can pay Lil Uzi Vert to play your bar mitzvah every day.
Yes. Yes, you can.
It says here, the Trump administration's gift problems date from the president's trip in May 2017 to Saudi Arabia, whose leaders were jubilant. I mean, this was the orb. This was the orb incident. Did he?
Oh, yes.
The orb?
We all love the orb.
From the
Folks,
orb? Where's the
remember
orb?
the orb?
Oh, actually, it says here, the orb was, according to the Inspector General, the orb was later transferred to an airplane hangar at Inyo Kern Air Force Base in California.
It's now in a crate next to the Ark of the Covenant. It's being examined by top men.
Do you think that maybe 4 years ago, a local man who was training in ninjutsu stumbled into a warehouse and accidentally careened into an object of amazing power?
The State Department disclosed a list of 82 gifts from the Saudis to the Trump administration Trump administration officials on the May 2017 trip in response to a Freedom of Information Act request filed shortly after Mr. Trump returned home. The gifts range from ordinary ones like sandals and scarves to expensive ones like furs and daggers. 9 of the most expensive presents, the 3 furs, 3 swords, and 3 daggers, were sent to the White House Gifts Unit to be assessed and appraised, but never appeared on any of the Trump State Department's legally required annual filings for foreign gifts, according to a review of government documents. It was not until January 19th, 2021, that the White House sent the 9 gifts to the General Services Administration, according to a statement from the agency. Well, okay, here's what happened. The whole January 6th insurrection, the whole Stop the Steal plot, This is all an effort by Trump to just be like, I don't want to give the furs and daggers back. Fuck, like if I get out of office, I'm gonna have to fucking report the daggers and gifts, and I want to keep them. I want that sword. It's so fucking cool. Okay, going ahead here. It says next little subhead here: disappearing gift bags. As Trump political appointees in the State Department Protocol Office packed up their belongings in January, career officers saw their departing colleagues leave with the gift bags meant for foreign leaders at the G7 summit the previous year, the Inspector General has learned. The bags had been in storage in a large room at the State Department known as the Vault. Matt, this is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Called it. Yep.
This is where they keep all that shit. Once the Biden administration took over, career officials began to examine the accounting of foreign gifts without Trump administration officials looking over their shoulders. At that point, career officials discovered that many of the gift bags were missing, as were more than a dozen additional presents given to Trump officials. The number was unusual. Government documents from the Obama and George W. Bush administrations show no unaccounted gifts to the White House to the White House officials, cabinet members, or members of the first families. In the months that follows, the Times located many of the gifts, including a bottle of perfume and a Persian silk carpet that the Qataris had given to Steve Mnuchin, the former Treasury Secretary. Louise Linton is lounging nude on that silk carpet right now.
Louise Linton working on another movie.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah,
Oh
new
my
one
God,
dropping.
Yes. Do we know?
Yeah.
Do we have? Is our plot synopsis out? Do we have any idea what the
here's
project
the
is?
Is it
Here's the
about a beautiful, rich sociopath / nymphomaniac maybe doing something cool?
Louise Linton, Pearson Fode.
What?
Well, it's probably Fode or some
Okay,
French bullshit, but it's spelled Fode. So he's Pearson Fode to me. And William Baldwin to star in Murder. Yeah, the stars are all here. Fode and Baldwin.
Hello.
You usually don't get a Fode and a Baldwin. Pretty hard. To star in Murder Mystery Out of Hand.
Sounds like the exact same plot.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
I guess this is what
Well,
you
there
don't
was
know.
no mystery. There was no mystery.
There was no mystery
Oh,
in the other one. Maybe that'll be
Okay. Hold on, I got it. Out of Hand is about a woman in the center of a thriller about passion, manipulation, and deceit. And it is described as being in the vein of Basic Instinct meets Cape Fear.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Yes. Yes.
The film tells the story of a professor of literature and psychology.
Yeah, I'll stop you there. I'll stop you right there. It's already.
At Berkeley. Dr. Valerie Cross, played by Louise Linton, and her oppressive lover, David Pearson Fode, who become suspects in the vicious murder of one of her female students.
Uh-oh.
This sounds tight.
They probably
I
were
mean-
doing three-way shit with him. With her.
I mean,
Absolutely.
look, Matt. What have you and I been saying for like a year now? We need a return of the erotic thriller.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's coming back.
It's Louise Linton. The ball is in your court.
Yes.
We'll be seeing that on day one.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, you know COVID's over when Pearson Fode's back in theaters.
Pearson Fode is an American actor, internet personality, and model known for his roles as Brooks on Disney Channel's Jessie and Eli in the 2015 romantic comedy film Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List.
Ooh.
He was on The
Is
Bold
he
and the
like-
Beautiful also.
Is he known? Is he like a TikTok guy? What do they mean, internet personality?
He revealed on Instagram that he suffered brain trauma and blackouts. I guess that's the internet personality, admitting your medical history on Instagram.
Okay, reveal yourselves. Which one of you gave Pearson Fode Havana syndrome? You give it to the CIA and State Department. I don't give a shit. But Pearson Fode, fuck you.
He has made a full recovery and is actively engaged in trying to help others with serious trauma and those who want to help.
Thank God.
Pearson enjoys riding his motorcycle, skydiving, parkour, and actively volunteering with charities such as Saving Innocents, Heifer International, and St. Jude's in Los Angeles.
Heifer International?
I don't know.
Heifer International.
That's Louise Linton's fashion company.
Rare.
Okay, Mr. Perlsman. No, I know what Heifer International is. I recognize it from somewhere. it distributes animal and agricultural and values-based training in the developing world.
Yeah, this is the actual Wikipedia description. Heifer International is a global nonprofit working to eradicate poverty and hunger through sustainable, values-based, holistic community development.
I know Christian bullshit charity when I hear them.
I love holistic.
If your community development is not holistic, get the fuck out of here. And I swear to God, if it's not values-based.
Yeah, that's like Christian intersectionalism, what they just said. Pearson Fode kind of looks like, he's like if you had a really good graphics card rendering Taylor Lautner. It's like a good look. He definitely got micro lipo in his abs. Like there's paparazzi shots of him where he has an 8-pack, and it's like he either prepared for that and dehydrated, or he sculpted them through surgical means, which is fine.
I'm going to say right now, spoiler alert, no matter what the plot happens with the plot of this movie and whoever the real killer is revealed to be, the real killer is Louise Linton. Don't believe her lies.
Yes. Ooh. Pearson Fode had a feature in Xbox magazine in July of this year, and the article is called Pearson Fode Breaks the Rules.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, no, Pearson, no.
You got to follow the rules. That's what this article I'm reading is about.
Yeah.
Pearson Fode, if Louise Linton gives you a 22-karat golden bowl, you got to file it. You got to claim. You got to file it. You got to report it.
Can we just call this episode Pearson Fode?
Yeah. Fode and Friends.
Oh, I know what I'm going to be saying for the next year.
Just to rev up this article here, it says, one mystery has been solved. When the Times reached out to Mrs. Pence, a lawyer for the family said that she had taken the gold-toned place card holders after a White House ethics lawyer told her she could keep them because they had been appraised at less than the minimal threshold, which was $390 at the time. But according to the information provided to the State Department by the White House, Mrs. Pence should have paid for the place card holders. Under federal guidelines, if a U.S. official is given multiple gifts in a meeting with a foreign official, the American must pay for them if the total exceeds the minimal threshold. The State Department said the Trump White House reported that Mrs. Pence had received the card holders along with a framed print and a clutch purse, which totaled $1,200. Mr. Richard Cullen, the lawyer for the Pence family, said the State Department was wrong. The gifts had been given at different meetings, and Mrs. Pence had declined to keep the print, and the clutch. In response to Mr. Cullen's explanation, a State Department spokesman said that it stood by the characterization of Mrs. Pence's gifts.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Beware of Saudis bearing gifts, because they're probably fake. I swear to God, if I'm ever lavish with gifts by the Saudis, you know what I want. There's only one thing I want from the Saudis: Falcons.
Absolutely,
Falcons.
I just love that these things are still on the books. Oh, it can't be $400. What the? I mean, okay, we're just so locked into these primitive fucking I mean, yes, in like 1798, you might have to worry that like a senator might trade Tennessee for like a very large barrel of rum or something like that. But now, like all of the corruption is just done right out in the open. Like the entire global capitalist system operates without any shame or in any kind of mystery. It's all right out there in the open. Just let them give each other like gold pens and katanas to ritually signify all of the evil that they're doing.
Yeah, it's like, if you're the president or secretary of state, the inspector general is going to be crawling up your ass because of a $491 paperweight that some the Azerbaijan gave you or whatever. But as soon as you're out of office, you can just start giving 30-minute lectures on leadership to Goldman Sachs for $750,000 a pop, and they're like, yeah, that's all above board. No corruption there.
Let's even it out one way or the other. Either let them just get rid of all the restrictions on the gifts, or make it so that after they leave office, they can still get bribed by Goldman Sachs and foreign governments to become lobbyists and stuff, but they have to be paid exclusively in jewelry and bejeweled items and finery, like literal barter bribery.
Yeah, just beaver pelts, gunpowder, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able, if you're a senator, you should figure out how to get your son into Tufts using molasses.
Yeah, well, there we go. I mean, I think the highlight of this episode is just like me being made aware of the next Louise Linton joint dropping.
I'm
and the existence
Birdman
of Pearson
hands
Fode.
right now at the very thought of this.
Damn, I really am rooting for Pearson Fode. I want to see that name on billboards.
Pearson Fode EGOT in the next 10 years. Believe it, achieve it.
I want to see like Obama. You know, Obama made those fucking annoying speeches where he's like, "You're not Lil Wayne, go to school." He makes a speech where he's like, chances are you're not Pearson Fode. Study hard. That's how big I want him to be.
Yeah, this is the hot new slang. Somebody gets too big for the britches. They're like, "Oh, hold on a minute, Pearson Fode."
Just like some dad telling his kid, it's like, you got to have realistic life goals. Not everyone gets to do events for Heifer International.
Just a really tense sort of upper middle class dinner party. Everyone leaves exchanging pleasantries. And then it's just the husband and the wife. And the wife storms out of the dining room and into the kitchen. And the husband goes, "Jamila, wait." And he follows her in there. And she goes, "What was that out there? I swear to God, you think you're Pearson Fode."
Somebody reaches too fast for the check at a dinner. Whoa, I get Pearson Fode over here.
Oh, he rocks.
He rules.
Nothing but good things for him.
Yeah, prayers up for Pearson Fode.
How did he traumatize his brain? Is it like through parkour?
I'm gonna guess that the parkour had something to do with it, but he still loves it, which just shows
That is awesome.
Cool.
That in 2021, someone is like interests parkour.
For a hot guy to be that way. I mean, I guess that's who really is keeping it going because no one's telling them it's lame.
Oh, speaking of like going back to the fucking Obama era, fucking parkour for Christ's sake.
Oh, Pearson's gonna bring it back. That's how
Pearson's gonna bring it back. We are collectively doing a society-wide and largely unconscious occult ritual to make it 2014 again. And Pearson Fode's going to lead the way.
2014 is when we entered the modern time. We got to go to 2013.
Yeah.
At the latest.
Yeah. 2007 would be good.
Yeah,
how about right before the collapse?
I would really like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And we can do it, guys. And Pearson Fode will lead the way.
Absolutely. I will follow that man into hell.
Through occult magic rituals centered on Pearson Fode, we will collectively reverse the flow of time.
Say Pearson Fode in the mirror 3 times in a dark room. It will appear behind you and tell you that you need to take a day for yourself sometimes.
Okay, this is politics now, people. Forget everything else.
No,
this is it. This is praxis.
This is it. No.
Uphold Pearson Fode thought.
This is the American Ho Chi Minh.
All right. Well, I think that does it for today's episode.
Yeah.
Just put a bow on this one.
Yeah.
Pearson Fode.
Put a Fode on this.
Put a Fode on this. Bye.